Hi, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your weekend and also got a good extra hour's sleep with that time change. So I think you all probably know the approach this week since we've been going with that same approach these last few weeks. But in short, here's the rundown. So first, if you have not yet replied to classmates on Friday's discussion, remember to submit those replies by tonight. And of course, remember that these Friday discussions on samples and planning should be completed individually, not as a group. But I, of course, encourage you to use these Friday discussions to respond to your group members' ideas so that that can really aid you and your group in collaborating on the proposal section draft that you then write after that. Then on Wednesday, drafts of the budget section will be due. So while you and your group should collaborate on the draft, each of you will then be completing peer reviews individually. Those peer reviews will be due by Thursday night. So, of course, the budget section can sound intimidating to some people. It's with numbers, right, if you're not a numbers person. But it is a very important part of the grant proposal. It demonstrates exactly what the costs are, where the money is going to be spent, which, of course, helps justify your proposal's request for a specific amount of money. So as you work on drafting this section, I hope that you will find last week's lesson materials and the discussion of samples and planning from last week. I hope you'll find all of those to be helpful for you as you apply that in your own budget section. And of course, if you are uncertain about some of the specific numbers with the cost, this might be a good time to contact our community partner if you have specific questions about that. I know, of course, that several groups have already reached out to our community partner and our contact Laura Daly in particular, and that she's also been pretty timely with responding, so that's been good. So keep that up if you have questions. And of course, as you work on the budget section, let me know if you have any questions that I can help out with as well. So then, as with our past few weeks, for Friday, we have some lesson materials followed by a discussion activity, all with starting Module 8, the abstract and executive summary. So our lesson materials include my short mini lecture on front matter and back matter, and then you'll be also reading lesson 15 from the only grant writing book you'll ever need, as well as step 10 from the online book, Writing Grants Step by Step. And so you might wonder, if that's the only grant writing book you ever need, why do we have an assignment from another book? Well, it's good to look at more than one source, really. That can be a very helpful resource. So then you'll complete the discussion activity, for which you'll analyze a couple of samples and then plan out your own abstract or executive summary to get prepared for the draft of that next week. And then, of course, replies to classmates on that discussion will be due next Monday. So just a few other quick notes. As I've mentioned before, if you do have any questions that only our community partner can answer, I really do encourage you to contact them. Laura Daly is our contact for Wayne Township. You can find her contact info on the community partner page on Canvas, which is also linked to on the left-hand menu on our Canvas site, so easy to find. So, of course, when you do contact a community partner, remember to carbon copy me onto any emails, as well as your carbon copy your group members on any emails you send to that community partner. So we are getting close to the point when we will start putting all of the pieces of the grant proposal together and then work on revising. So the work's not done yet. Some of that revising might mean adding more information, rewriting or reworking parts. So might mean a lot of work. Also doing additional research. So there could be a lot involved with the revision. So start thinking ahead now to what you'll need to do for that. And of course, the revision process is also a great time to help ensure that all members of your group are giving sufficient contributions to the group. I know, of course, that sometimes from week to week, the amount of work that each individual group member might do might vary. Perhaps a bit because of previous agreements on who's doing what, but also maybe for other reasons that come up during each week. But as we get to work on the next steps of the proposal writing process, groups will need to plan out how to approach revisions. So depending on who might need to step up with more additional work, that might influence how you approach planning those revisions. And of course, finally, if you do have any difficulties, whether with your group or with your own personal work, anything like that, make sure you do contact me, keeping me up to date on how it's going, and also your own personal status. That helps me help you. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, but I do hope everything goes well this week. And as usual, contact me if there are any issues.